In this video we are going to be making another legendary weapon, but this time with a huge saving of gold. This video is focused around making the new legendary longbow we got with All or Nothing, which is episode 5 of season 4 of the Living World, but the gold saving technique I want to explain in the video will work for any of the two-handed weapons that use legendary shards to make them. You will need your Mystic Tribute and a choice of either Gift of Maguma or Desert Mastery. If you need further details on either of these, I explain a little more about each in my Binding of Ipos video, which I will link in the description. You will also need Gift of Pharus, which I will cover shortly, and of course the precursor, which we have to make, this time being called Sparrow. A large proportion of the weapon's cost will be in creating the enormous amounts of shards of Sparrow. In total, you will need 290. 30 for the first weapon, 60 for the second, 100 for the third, which is the precursor, and another 100 to make Gift of Pharus, needed for the final step in the Mystic Forge. It's on these shards we are going to make a massive saving of gold, and we are going to do this by making an enormous chest of legendary shards. To make the chest, we go to the Mystic Forge with 100 of any legendary shard, 5 ectos, 5 thermo regents, and 5 philosopher's stones, and in return we get a chest that we can get 75 shards of our choice. You will need to make 4 of these. Why spend 100 shards to get 75 back, I hear you say? Good question, but shards of a single-handed legendary require half the amount of mithril and elderwood planks to create than that of anything two-handed, like in this case a longbow. As you can see from the figures on the screen, although we spend 120 gold more making the original Mystic Curios, which is the same recipe in both cases, we actually end up with a total spend of over 200 gold less to make the 400 shards we require to make the 4 chests needed to produce 300 shards of Sparrow. It will also give you a small magic saving, as the tributes we need to buy to make the two-handed shards are also double the amount. It will require you purchasing the initial single weapon recipe also from Hobbs for 5 gold if you don't already have one unlocked. Because I have made ipos already, I simply use Shards of the Dark Arts to make mine. The prices I have used are approximate and differ greatly over time, but it's the same materials for both, so it will be reflective. You may save more or less depending on the market, but you will save. And if you are planning to farm it all yourself, you will save a huge amount of time, as you will need 3,900 less mithril nodes and 10,800 less elderwood trees. This method is also future-proof, so you can get your chest ready now for the greatsword we are all expecting in episode 6, and open them after release to collect shards of whatever we need to make it. So hopefully you're convinced. Either way, you will need to end up with 290 shards of Sparrow. Before you can start crafting your precursor, you need to visit Hobbs in Lion's Arch and purchase the recipe for Exodus. You will need 30 of your shards, 3 moonstone orbs, and an oiled ancient longbow, stave and string. Return to Hobbs for the next recipe, which is for Doctrina. And again craft your weapon, this time needing 60 of your shards, 10 moonstone orbs, and another oiled ancient longbow and string. Again return to Hobbs to purchase the recipe for Sparrow. Crafting this is a lot more expensive, but you are making an ascended weapon. You will need 100 of your shards, a visionary inscription, and a spiritwood longbow and an Alonian string. Lastly, we are going to make Gift of Pharus. For this you will need 100 of your shards, Gift of the Mists, which I also explain more about in the ipos video if you don't understand how to make it. Gift of Wood, which is 250 each of the seasoned, hard, elder and ancient wood, after purchasing the recipe for 10 gold from the Mystic Forge, and 100 Mystic Runestones, which can be bought from the Mystic Forge at 1 gold each. Good luck if you're planning on making the legendary for yourself, and as always, until next time, take care.